overlooked and underrated podcast. Here we have a good friend of mine, EJ, who is the head trainer for the Lions Cage at previous Stonecrest Mall in Stonecrest, Georgia. Excuse me. But yeah, Stonecrest, Georgia, Stonecrest Mall. The Lions Cage is there. I've done some training there myself. He does all martial arts styles, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, you name it. EJ's your guy, and he's also a character too as well. Go ahead and introduce yourself, EJ.
What's up, Atlanta? My name is EJ, owner and trainer of the Lions Cage MMA at Stonecrest Mall, inside of Privy. How everybody doing tonight, man?
So the reason why I have him on here, because like I said, he's an MMA trainer, right? And, hey, a big fight happened, right? The Paul Tyson fight, something we've all been waiting months for. It even got postponed because, Mike Tyson had some health issues. So you, as a fighter yourself, what were your thoughts, right, watching that fight, Paul versus Tyson?
My honesty, my full honesty of that fight?
Yeah, man.
To be honest with you, that fight was not what people think it is. It's all scripted. That fight was well written out before they fought, and a lot of people don't know that. If you go and Google and read the contract, Tyson wasn't allowed to throw certain punches that he normally will throw in a real boxing match. Mm-hmm. So what does that tell you? That tell you that there's rules and regulations, right? He can't, like, for example, he wasn't allowed to do an uppercut. You know what I'm saying? So can you imagine if he went out there and hit Jake Paul with an uppercut? Easily could knock that dude out, man. And I think it was like certain hooks to the body or something he couldn't throw. But, yeah, he was limited. They limited his weapons. And this was all, because basically when you're doing the expedition fight, and you have somebody like Jake Paul that is, the golden goose of boxing right now, why would you want to damage him to the point where he can't help make money anymore for everybody else? So he's being protected, right? He's being protected. He's getting better as a boxer, but let's be honest, he can't go against a real boxer. He's not the level. He probably trains every day or every week, but just the years of experience is not there with him. He will get picked apart by a real boxer. We all saw what happened with the Tommy Fury fight. Tommy Fury was a real boxer.
That's the one loss he has, right?
That's the one loss he has, yes, against a real boxer. So what does that tell you? That tells you that, he's not. He's one of those guys that he wants to train, he wants to be a boxer, but he's not a pure boxer. Until you put him up against a pure boxer, then you find out the difference. You put him up against a Floyd Mayweather, and you tell them. I mean, even with Tyson, if you tell Tyson, hey, go full-fledged, knock this dude out, Tyson's going to bully the hell out of him. He's going to rough him up. Like, Tyson is listen, Tyson 4 years ago when he fought Roy Jones, that he didn't go hard on Roy Jones, but you saw the difference when he was bullying Roy Jones and had him tired. Mm-hmm. That's because Roy Jones was a boxer too, so they could relate to each other. But Jake Paul is not a real boxer, and that's just my opinion, man. I ain't gonna say he's not a real boxer because he wants to do it, but he's just not on that level. He wouldn't know what to do if Mike was swinging those punches, those hard-ass punches and those uppercuts. I don't think Jake would know what to do, man.
I've seen a video on Instagram, actually, and you remember when, like, Jake kind of, like froze up, like, whoa, kind of thing? And it was saying, like, oh, Jake thought that Mike Tyson was going off script for a second. You seen that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
That was the first round of the fight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When I'm thinking, like, something to happen for real. And I was like, oh, hold on, stop. Jake look a little scared now. So that was my thought at the time. But people are saying that it's rigged, it's fixed. The whole contract thing, that I didn't even know. I didn't even know that. But what I was going to say initially was that I don't think it was quote-unquote rigged or fixed. The reason why is because you definitely see his age visibly, right? The only reason why we thought we would see something a little bit more special is because at the end of the day, it is Mike Tyson, right? So, like I've been telling people, I was hoping to at least see 1, maybe 2, if he could do it, flurries from him, right? Like if he could rewind the clock just for 10 seconds, 10 good seconds, just to show everybody what he could do in 10 seconds, I would have been happy. But I didn't get to see that, so that was my biggest thing. I was like,
Did you also know that he got paid per round? Like,
oh yeah, people be saying that. Isn't it always like that in boxing anyway?
Well, in this one, to get the $20 million, they had to get past 3 rounds or something like, or no, like 3 or 4 rounds.
4 rounds for it to be an official fight. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to go to straight 8. And,
yeah.
I mean, come on, man. That man ain't go. He ain't gonna try to hurt that man. He gonna try to get that money.
And also, too, another reason why I feel like that it wasn't rigged is because, like, if we talking points, like I was told anybody, like, if we was talking straight points, then like, yeah, Jake will win, and because it's points. Saying he is younger and quicker, probably more sharper reflexes because Mike hasn't done it in like 20 years or whatever, right? So of course points, yeah, but it did get to a point where I was like, okay, bro, I just don't want to see Mike get knocked down or knocked out when I seen that, like, okay, he is getting a little tired. And that satisfied me enough, him not getting knocked down or knocked out.
In my opinion, if it's a boxing match and you can't throw certain punches, that shit is rigged to me.
That changes the landscape of how, I'm viewing things now. That definitely does change things.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just not the same. It's not fair. Mm-hmm. It's not fair. It's just not the same. Like, I didn't know that until I read up on it today. Like, what? Like, he was holding back. He was holding back on a lot of punches, and they were saying he was biting his glove because he was holding back.
Yeah, I don't think that was why he's biting his glove. I've heard in the past before, and I even shared with you when we were training that he bites his glove to force himself to keep his guard up as well. And I don't know if you've seen at the end of the fight, he said he has a biting fixation. Now, that was hilarious. I was not expecting that. A biting fixation is crazy. And then they said, oh, do you plan on fighting again? He was like, I don't know, maybe. I'll probably fight you. And he pointed at Logan. And then Logan was like, me?
I'll kill you. And he said it jokingly. It was just a joke. And everybody took that serious. Like, people... we live in today's society where we don't know what's real, fake, and it's sad, man, because that could really mess people up. We have to be careful of what we believe in. I mean, you got AI out there now. You just never know what's going on behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. I believe it was rigged because I had a friend that knew Tyrone Woodley. And I was told, that Woolley and Jake Paul talked it out. They scripted out. He knew he was going to get knocked out for a certain amount of money. So it's like stuff like that. And then when you watch the videos on that fight, you can see him do a signal that let him know he was going to, like, go for the knockout. I mean, it's entertainment. We're at the level of entertainment. The real fights is like the Canelo fights and the Jamal Crawford fights. Those are the real fights.
The what's the name? The women's fight. The women's fight before the championship. I'm going to talk about that just a little bit later, guys. But the women's fight, the co-main event, Serrano versus Taylor, that was amazing. And as I told EJ before we started recording, that was the best fight I ever witnessed. Like live right in front of me, not an old fight clips. I'm talking about live in front of me right there. You don't know what's about to happen next. The best fight I ever witnessed. Like they were boxing. Like that was insane. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But EJ, I wanted to ask you though, what can the boxing world, right? What can they do differently? Because it's not one league like the UFC, right? And I know like people in boxing blame the promoters as to why boxing isn't the way it is anymore, the way it should be. And that's kind of the reason why Jake Paul's been able to take the scene the way he has. So my question to you, like I said, what can the boxing world do differently to kind of make it more unified and to give fights that we want?
Make the super fights happen on time. Mm-hmm. Stop holding back on super fights. Stuff like that. We always waiting for a super. It feels like it's being controlled because we got these guys like, I don't know if you remember, but AJ was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? That never happened at that time. Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Back then, they were supposed to fight in their prime. They fought as older men. You know,
yeah, about like 3 years later, and it's about 3 years out their prime.
That feeling wasn't the same anymore. So to make boxing better, man, I would just say, you know, just let the guys fight. Let whoever want to fight, whoever makes sense, let them fight. The promoters are always, you know, nitpicking. We don't want that no more. We want super fights all the way through. Super fights, regular, you know, just or good matchups. You know, and that's my only problem with boxing.
Okay.
You know, so.
And so, what can fans do differently to kind of help elevate boxing?
What can fans do?
Right.
Good question. Fans. That is a great question. What can fans do to help elevate boxing? Well, I would just say, you know, fans. Oh, that's a good. You got me on that one, bro.
It's okay. It's okay. I have another friend coming on a little bit later. Definitely going to ask him that question as well. And the reason why I asked that is because I was speaking with a friend before. His name is Gabe, and he was saying it's low key the fans' fault because he was saying that when someone loses a fight, they lose their buzz. And I was like, yeah, it kind of a little bit kind of sucks.
So that's what's going on. Like the fans. Okay, so you're saying what can fans do to make boxing better?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, how much better? They don't. Do you feel boxing has died?
Bro, I don't think. You know how people look forward to these UFC fights more? Like now, and when it comes to combat sports, it's really mostly UFC that people look forward to. You know?
Because I would say it's easy to. I mean, it's more well-known name. No, not well. It's just easier to watch UFC when it's boxing. You just got all these divisions, all these belts. It's hard to who's this guy? Who's this guy? And what weight class is this? This WBF, IBK, blah, 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 blah. And then you just got UFC. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing. So it's kind of, to me, boxing is all over the place. To MMA, you got a different leagues. You got UFC, you got Bellator, you got PFL, you got Championship One. It's not everywhere. They're organizations. You know, they're ranked at certain levels. We all know what UFC is. We all know what Championship One is. But then you got all these boxers and all these organizations, all these belts and all these weight classes. It's just so much to keep up with. And when you have a whole bunch of Star Wars movies, ain't nobody really going to watch it no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. That's how I feel like they need to dumb it down a little bit, man, so we could understand it.
And my last question to you is, because I remember watching First Take some years ago, and Jake Paul was on First Take, and Stephen A was calling out Jake Paul like, yo, man, you haven't fought any real boxers, man. Like in the street, this would be illegal, just beating up on regular non-boxers, you know? And so, but Jake Paul mentioned that he has thought about getting into UFC, and he was talking about how he was working on his kicks and stuff. So would you like to see Jake Paul in UFC or just in the MMA world?
Yes. I thought about that today. I would love to see him and Logan Paul. Those boys are fucking athletic. Excuse my mouth. I don't mean to curse on your show. I'm getting passionate. Those guys are. I've been said that. I want to see them do MMA. I want to see them do MMA. I want to see Tyson Fury do MMA too, because I saw his training video for MMA. I'd like to see Clarissa Shields get back into MMA. Those are athletes, man. Especially those Paul brothers. They're athletes, man. I seen Logan Paul go against Paulo Costa in the gym, man, and he had Paulo Costa tired. They are big dudes. Those are some big boys, man. They could do some damage in the MMA world. I mean, if they get their wrestling and their kicks down, they already got the upstairs. You know what I'm saying? They could punch. I think Logan could do 85. I think Paul could do welterweight, 170.
What is 85?
85 is the middleweight.
Middleweight, okay.
In MMA.
Okay, cool.
185.
So
I think Logan.
Go ahead.
I think Logan could do 185, or he could do light heavyweight. But he can't go against nobody big. They have to like build them up, but they have the potential to be those type of fighters in UFC. But maybe they should start in UFC. Maybe they should start in PFL first.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
And definitely in the MMA
maybe.
world, it's definitely kind of, I guess, I want to say hide, because eventually people going to be like, why don't you go against UFC guys? Because like we said before, it's like actual entity. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not go against them? You know what I mean? You can't just pick random people and say, hey, let's do a fight. You know, it's actually like, hey, no, this is why you're not here. And the commissioner, what's his name again? Dana Frederick White.
Dana White.
Yeah, White.
Dana White.
Yeah, my boy was like, yeah, man, White about that bread, man. He want that money.
He is. I mean, if you look at it, he had the wrestlers from the WWE come over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Football players.
I'll actually probably do really good for the UFC for real if the Paul brothers got in there.
Yeah. Definitely. It would be awesome, bro. But, you know, it's like how much money can they make? It's like, you know, the UFC is just like they made so much money. The UFC made so much money, and it's like Dana's still going with it. You know, it's like there's no cap on it. There's no limit. So I think it's just all about like, you know, accolades now, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, man. Yep. Just building a legacy, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, look, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. Shout out to Instagram real quick and tell them like the name of the gym one more time. Everybody follow me at The Lions Cage MMA, THE Lions Cage MMA. And, you know, we teach self-defense, kickboxing, MMA fundamentals, and MMA fitness, man. So definitely follow me on Instagram, The Lions Cage MMA. Appreciate y'all for listening. And thank you again, Jay, for having me on. Hey, man, no problem, man. Be easy, bro. Blessings to you, King. Hey, all you got to do is donate to the Overlooked and Underrated Scholarship if you want your music played here on this podcast. Once again, donate to the Overlooked and Underrated Scholarship if you want your music played on this podcast. Press the link in the description of the episodes and you will see Overlooked and Underrated Scholarship. The amount you donate, it does not matter to you. Donate whatever your heart desires. Just help someone go to college at Savannah State University. Please enjoy this song, Eagles by Zay the Kid. Once again, Zay the Kid, Eagles. Look them up on Apple Music, Spotify, etc. I really enjoy the song. It's really good. I hope you enjoy it too.
That shit was really wrong, G.
She tryna get high and go fly with the Eagles. I make that shit that's gon' hype up the people. You claim that you love me, you left for no reason. Fuck it, let's go. I'm with the gang and you know what we on. I'm back in my bag, yeah, I'm back in that mode. I'm with the gang and you know what we on. I'm making two while I'm smoking on strong. Tryna put blacks up all around my home. They calling by murder, boy, pick up the phone. Told my mama don't worry about nothing, I got it. Told the guys when I blow, man, we splitting the profit. Like baby need money and all four of my pockets. Lil' mama say she want a Dior wallet. Lil' brother stay promoting violence, say Terminator, how he step on them bodies. CEO business, man, millionaire knowledge. Me and my niggas, we seeking deposits. My lil' bro, he official. G.I. Joe, how he be toting the pistol. My skinny bitch gangster, she ain't got no filter. Free all my niggas that stuck in the system. Been gone for some years and I swear that I miss him. For 3 years, man, my soul been grieving. Kim brother said all these bitches deceiving. I gave her my heart while she out here mischieving. 1911, you know we achieved. Going family and money, that's all that I need. 3-5, but that's all we roll that up and leave. She left in the morning, got lost in the wind, I got lost in the trees. She tryna get high and go fly with the Eagles. Let's shout it majestic. I made that shit that's gon' hype up the people. I was off in my sex. You claim that you love me, you left for no reason. Fuck it, let's go. I'm with the gang and you know what we on. I'm back in my bag, yeah, I'm back in that boat. Them niggas ain't no shit. Been lifting legs, ain't no waste for the kids. Jameson full of mud, plus that boy from the sip. I be hiding the blood, call me on the spaceship full of pills. Can't deny how they started, can't ride in the Lord. I want money, I just want a prize. I bet nigga, he try to cop like what you mean? I got power in there full of Z-Light. When the lust started hurt, I just get full of perk through the ball in the dirt. I get high like a hill. We ain't punching back, my niggas still first. Gotta watch, then you learn how to stew in the teeth. Nigga prepare for the word, nigga land in the earth. About some shit that he thought it would leave.
CNC ran like 200 meters. It be the hoes for the white, they the schemers. Same little bitty bitch, shot still fake nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga, tell me get some pay. I run through the round line playing for the Raiders. Bitch, stand on the knees, you would think shot it playing. Bitch, stand on the knees, you would think shot it hold. And my brother real crash out, cars knock him over. Say shot it with the game, but she say she low. I ain't one for playing games, if you know it, then you know it.
She tryna get high and go fly with the eagle. Let's shot it majestic. I make that shit that's gon' hype up the people. I put on for my sex. You claim that you love me, you left for no reason. Fuck it, let's go. I'm with the gang and you know what we on. I'm back in my bag, yeah, I'm back in that mode.
Now, before we continue on with the next phone call about the Paul Tyson fight and the Serrano Taylor fight, listen to this song, Next Up Freestyle by Zay the Kid.
I told the gang I'm on a different type of time. Put my blood, sweat, and tears in every line. You can hear it when I rhyme that I got shit up on my mind. High as fuck about that thrax, that shit got me looking blind. In the Bible it said Jesus had turned water into wine, but in the hood they getting dollars off a dime. Feeling like that boy Snoop when he was killing beats before he had got signed. My youngin' fresh up off the line, he was in the Paris doing time. Dreaded up like a roster in the hood, bitch, I'm a scholar. From the bottom of the Buddha, Southside baby, what I holler. My brother from that city, he out the window with that chopper. He run with slimes who out their mind, they sending shit up to the doctor. JB, everything you ever said, that shit gon' stay with us. In the city, it's been wicked ever since they segregated us. They keep moving south of town and taking everything they gave to us. Don't wanna label us as problems when the police come and play with us. Bar for bar with any nigga, just know I put my trust in me. Steady switching my flow up so these niggas know they can't fuck with me. Lord told me that I'm hard and ain't no other nigga touching me. Bougie bitch to the bayou, now she saying that she in love with me. Now she saying that she in love with me. Bougie bitch to the bayou, now she saying that she in love with me. Got my nigga loaded on this bitch, you heard me?
Like what you tryna do, I break the rules, I'm sliding in, I'm bound to shoot. Bitch all on me jacking, asking me like, what the fuck the move? I be the mood, I am the sitting, cause that line of shit get heavy. I caught the dime cause I was ready. Them folks be out they fast and steady. Watch out for rest, it's purgatory. Elimination, that's a process, now you first out for it. Thought he was stepping, folks they caught him, turning a sad story. You ripped up on the butt, you let them pussy niggas fold you. I just had dived in, I told my bro I don't need no floaties. I'm starting to feel like I can't miss, like I'm signed to the Warriors. Survival tactics, he had quit that they tried to destroy him. My brother took them bands about the car like I ain't know it. Fuck you talking for, bitch, drop the low, how we gon' get it on? Fake shot, a nigga played proper when we seen that boy. They wasn't talking when they got the smoke and it wasn't even dark. 12 o'clock, I got that half a man on me, you ain't never saw it.
Okay. Welcome, Kweisi, to the Overlooked and Underrated podcast. So,
Thank you for having me.
no problem. But I want everybody to know just who you are, right? This is a future pro wrestler in the making, guys. And you guys know the name of this podcast, the Overlooked and Underrated podcast, where you find hidden gems. Hey, bro, this guy right here, he's going to be on your screen coming soon. Hey, he's like that when it comes to wrestling, man. But before we get into a conversation real quick, I want you to tell the people some of your endeavors while wrestling, right? So tell them about how you won the championship belt in your, what is it called? In your...
I'm gonna say the region I was at. You know,
okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
I mean, when people think professional wrestling, they think, you know, WWE, rightfully so, because they're the biggest company right now. But there's a deep history in professional wrestling, and what a lot of people don't know is that professional wrestling mirrors professional boxing a lot. Mm-hmm. So just like in professional boxing, there are regions in professional wrestling. I was in Florida. I was being trained by the legendary Dory Funk Jr. He was world heavyweight champion from 1969 to 1973. All right, he was the second longest reigning heavyweight champion in history. So that's something in this pro wrestling world, because unlike boxing, professional wrestlers back then literally wrestle every day. So at any day, you can lose your championship. Mm. So that's why it's very important. When I said that he was champion for 4 years straight, that means something. Mm. Now, the championship I won though was a television championship. My coach
had a TV show that broadcast in Japan because he have deep strings over there in Japan.
Oh, that's mad cool. You didn't even tell me that was broadcasted.
Yeah, I don't like to brag about it too much because I ain't where I want to be yet. You know, I'm not known, so I don't talk about it as much. But yeah, my third month into wrestling, I won a championship in a tournament that happened down there in Florida, in Ocala, Tampa, Sarasota area. You know, and I was gifted the opportunity, you know, because somebody got injured. I could have been passed up for somebody else, but they put me in a tournament, and I ended up winning the tournament. So I'm very grateful for that. And so far, that's only that's all my accomplishments right now in the sport. But I'm looking forward to doing more things in the state of Georgia and North Carolina soon.
So if you would like, because I know you're a real wrestler, right? You like, forget the shenanigans, the entertainment. Like, let's wrestle, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But however, though, you did tell me a funny story about how you had hit somebody in the back or whatever. Tell the people that story real quick.
No, it's hard to explain, you know, because like I said, I'm no nonsense wrestler, and I had this match with this guy, and he was doing a lot of hair pulling. You know, a lot of people don't know that hair pulling is illegal. Yes, professional wrestling has real rules, and he was doing a lot of hair pulling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really upset about it. You know, it's supposed to be a clean, regular, you know, wrestling match, but afterwards, like towards the end of the show, he the entertainment part, which I did not like, they was going to do something in the show. I did not want to do nothing regarding that. I told them no, I'm going out, and they tried to get me. They forced me to go out. Basically, I said, okay, if I go out there, I'm going to hurt the dude. I'm going to target one person, and I'm going to try to hurt the dude. I guess they took it lightly. So when I went out there with a kendo stick. A kendo stick is a stick that was used in Singapore. It's like a walking stick. You know, it don't look like it hurts on TV, but it hurts a lot. It's just very hard. And so I tried my best when I got in the ring to break that stick across his back. To my surprise, it doesn't break. But it left a nice little weapon in his back. And I haven't had no issues when I do it ever again.
And you said the people had liked it. They was cheering. It was like, right?
Oh, yeah. I believe they thought I was part of the show, but I was really trying to hurt
serious. That's mad funny. Okay. So, what would you say to like the average person that doesn't watch wrestling? Wait, what would you tell them about wrestling real quick?
Everything hurts.
That's it?
I'm telling you, everything hurts. Yes, because a lot of people think it's just, somebody told me one day it's acting. I did not go to school for acting. I never went to perform in art school, in middle school, high school. If I wanted to be an actor, I probably went to SCAD, next to Savannah State University.
The illustrious.
The illustrious.
Yeah.
University by the Sea.
Right.
But yeah, it's not acting. Everything you do is hurt. I'm not a stunt man. That's a profession that I do not do. I just wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get hurt very easily.
You know what's crazy? I remember you showed me a video of this wrestler was going against this guy that said wrestling is fake, and he was trying his hardest to break his arm. And he was saying like, yeah, bro, you got to show people that, yo, bro, this is real deal. You know, and that's the thing, though, too. People that watch combat sports, they may not watch like WWE wrestling, but that watch combat sports, they know wrestling is real because like they see it in MMA and UFC, you know. Even in the amateur wrestling that you told me about, the wrestling in high school that people do.
Right.
Like, so people that see that or know about that, they know like that's real. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we need more people like you that's gonna clamp down and be like, all right, bro, let's hit this mat, man.
So with like I said, professional wrestling came a long way, not necessarily for the good. My job is to bring it back to what it was. Professional wrestling did start from amateur wrestling, high school, college wrestling that you see. You know, my coach and his greatest rival were like great amateur wrestlers at any time. Like his rival was a 2-time NCAA champion in college for Oklahoma. You know, he's a real deal wrestler. So back then, they focused solely on wrestling. You know, striking is illegal, only certain strikes, not all strikes, but they focus more on the grappling.
Mm-hmm.
Today,
what strikes are illegal, real quick?
Forearms, kicks, but flat foot, not on the toe kicks, elbows, back elbows.
Okay.
All right.
Right. Kind of like your tricep area.
Right. No. Like, yeah, you can say that. Yeah, your tricep area.
Okay.
You're right. But mostly the one that everybody preferred was the forearms.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can legitimately lock somebody out with a forearm shot if you really try.
Did you get knocked out?
No, I never got knocked out. Hopefully, I don't ever get knocked out. But yeah, it mirrors it because it comes from that. Everything when the term professional wrestling was used for this sport, they did nothing but wrestle. Nowadays, people try to do flips because everybody likes somebody flipping. It gets a little reaction out of the crowd, and that's what people want, right? But if everybody do a flip in the show, then it's not nothing special. It's like a headlock. You know what I'm saying? Everybody puts a headlock on somebody, nobody cheers for that. So if you keep doing flips, nobody's gonna cheer for a flip because they ain't special no more.
Right.
So for anybody who wanna be a wrestler out there, please don't be no flippy motherfucker. Or I don't know if I can curse, my fault.
You good. So, okay. And the last question, and I wanted to talk to you about the Paul Tyson fight real quick. So with John Cena retiring, what do you think that does? Like, how do you feel about that, and what do you think that does for wrestling?
I'm not going to lie to you. John Cena is a legend in the WWE. His retirement is not really a shock, but it does, like, bring sadness to people who are fans of wrestling who grew up watching John Cena. You know, John Cena is John Cena to a generation is like what The Rock is to a certain generation. He's like a Hulk Hogan of the 2000s, basically. So it's a big deal. I was a fan when I was a kid of John Cena. I'm not going to lie. I was a big fan of John Cena. But as I got older, I became more of a fan of the professional wrestling part instead of entertainment. But I do respect what he did for the sport and how he gave everything he could and he had to the sport. So, you know, big ups to John Cena.
That's real spiel. Okay, so boom. So the Mike Tyson fight, right? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna get straight to it. You know, everybody wanted to see Mike Tyson win this fight. Everybody was a fan favorite Mike Tyson.
And that's the thing though. In the conversation I had before this, like, bro, well, first of all, people don't really care about points for real, especially in that kind of fight. And we all knew if it came down to points, Jake would win, right? Just quicker reflexes, right? Because he's, you know, currently in boxing and he's going to land more strikes, right? But I think what people was mostly looking for, especially me, was to at least see one, maybe two flurries from Mike Tyson. Like, you know, can you rewind the clock back just for 10 seconds? Listen, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't get that, unfortunately. So it was like, nah, you know, we was hoping to at least see that. But hey, he did do great for someone that's 58, though.
Over the past 10 years, Mike Tyson been telling us he's not the same Mike Tyson that he was.
Oh, yeah.
We did not believe it. Because, not going to lie, Mike Tyson is like that dog in the neighborhood that if you see him, he going to chase you, right? Everybody's scared of Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Even no matter how old he gets, he will forever be Iron Mike Tyson.
Nah, facts.
Right? But remember, this dude is 2 years shy of becoming 60. Okay? He don't look like it because, you know, black don't crack.
Yeah, he's swole. He's swole, too.
All right? He's a 60-year-old man that was fighting a man that was about to be 30.
Yeah.
30-year difference. Okay? And it's nothing, to be honest, this fight wasn't that special. You know, you got Jake Paul calling himself the face of boxing because he fought Mike Tyson and won. You know, it's like saying that I'll get on the court and say I'm the face of the NBA because I challenged Michael Jordan and I beat him in a game of 10. It don't match up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So until Jake Paul fights a real contender in the sport, and like I ain't gonna say win, but like actually have a close fight, then we can consider him to be the next up-and-coming boxer, not the face.
Right.
Right.
You know what?
Yeah, it was just,
and I've heard people even agree with that. Like I was talking to a friend before, and he was like, "Yo, bro, if Jake Paul didn't even have to win against a real boxer. If it was just a close fight, he'll have like more respect in the world of boxing than what he currently has." But and the thing is, though, me as a person that watches combat sports, you know, here and there, I'm not even saying, oh, I want to see him fight against a real boxer. Not even for the legitimacy part of it, but because, like, I want to see a good and real fight, you know?
Understandable. See, with Jay Paul, he got this down. I'm going to give him credit. He is bringing attention back to the sport of boxing using entertainment, similar to what professional wrestling was in the early days, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it comes a time, just like in professional wrestling, when, yes, entertainment is good and fun, but we want to see a contest.
Yeah.
So it's about that time for Jay Paul to give us a contest. It's entertainment. He has the big stage. He did that. He gave us the big production, you know, the grandstand and the hot dog, and that Randy Savage would say. He give us that. You know, he give us a show. That's cool. Now give us the fight.
Facts. Definitely agree with that.
Sure.
I think that's all I have for you. Do you have anything else that you want to mention?
Oh, no, sir. Please be on the lookout for me. My name is Kweisi Savage, Kweisi Jones Savage. I am an up-and-coming wrestler. Not up-and-coming. I am a professional wrestler.
Okay.
You see me out there soon.
What is your wrestling name?
My name is my real name, Kweisi Savage. I don't do nothing.
Oh, I thought you was going to go by Savage, remember? I thought it was just Savage.
No, it's my full name.
Kweisi Savage.
There's no gimmicks. There's no characters. I ain't no... Like I said, I don't act.
And you know what's cool about that? I actually, bro, I remember one day I realized, when you think about it, the best rappers ever use their real name.
Exactly.
Like Tupac.
Exactly. Like a lot.
Right?
You don't seem like it.
Right.
That's his real name.
Yeah. Like
Tupac. Don't know it.
Then you got Nas. Yeah. His real name is Nasir. Nas. Then you got Lil Wayne, Dwayne Carter, Kanye West. That's his real name. Eminem, kind of, that's his initials. He was going to do M and M, but obviously the candy, so he just spelled it out Eminem.
Right. Or you go by like our wrestlers who use their real name, like John Cena. Mm-hmm. That's his real name. Batista, that's his real last name.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Guerrero, things like that. I feel like people have more success by being real.
Well, I bring that up though to give you some credit. I definitely think you're going to be up there in that conversation. So that's why I say that, young man.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And once I make it, it'll be a big deal because there have not been a mainstream black wrestler from Savannah, Georgia since the 70s. That's a fact.
That's a fact. All right, then, young man. You be easy. All right, bro?
I appreciate that. You too.
All right, bro. Before we go, have one more song for you. The intro and the outro, once again, is by Jukester the Producer. Once again, Jukester the Producer. Follow him on YouTube, Jukester's Arena, and follow him on Instagram, Jukesters_creation, spelled Juker. Jukester the Producer. Intro and outro is by him. Now, the next song I have for you is by Terrica. If you listen to the first episode of season 2, there was a song by her called Can't Take My Joy. It was a Christian song. It was amazing. I really enjoyed the song. But this song by Terrica on Apple Music, all music streaming platforms, etc. Sine spelled C''NA. Terrica. This song is called Hold On.
Good thing it's not the end, don't wanna be conflicted. You gotta make amends, although he don't deserve it. Look, I get the revenge, cause he know what it's worth. And what you had in store is not gonna satisfy ya. Let him take the ropes, cause he know your desires. Sing Holy Spirit, rain down your consuming fire. We got the victory and no one can deny it. Just hold on, don't let go. Just hold on. Aren't you sick of the same old sad story? You know that's one place to be. Come along and you'll see. Rock with me. When you don't know what to do, you need to let it go. It'll work out for you when you give God control. rise up, didn't shoot it. So you should shout and praise because you almost blew it. Hold on, let go. Aren't you sick of the same old sad story? You know there's one place to be. Come along and you'll see. Rock with me. Keep holding on. We all know that it's hard. You gotta be strong. Everyone's around. You got it confused. What might be cool for them ain't cool for you. So you just gotta keep holding. Just hold on. Just hold on. Don't let go. Just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on. Don't let go. Aren't you sick of the same old sad story? You know there's one place to be. Come along and you'll see. Rock with me.
All right. Welcome to the Overlooked and Underrated podcast, Gabe. This is my friend I've been telling you guys about, and he's pretty knowledgeable when it comes to this stuff, man. I've actually been talking about having him come on the podcast for the longest, but he's finally here, and he's finally made it after all the trials and tribulations, after all the conversations, all the weights we lifted together.
Yeah, a lot of weights.
Yeah, man. All right, so boom. The reason why I got you on here because you actually watched the Taylor and Serrano fight, and that's what I've been wanting to talk about the most all episode was the Taylor and Serrano fight. To me, that was really the main event, although Paul and Tyson, like, you know, that was main event. The names is there, yes. But the Serrano and Taylor fight, oh my gosh, you couldn't walk away more satisfied than that. Like, that was amazing. And like I said earlier in this episode, that's the best fight I ever witnessed in terms of like live right there. You don't know what's about to happen next. Like, that's the best fight I ever witnessed. Like, they was boxing and they was throwing them Huns. They was throwing them Huns, Gabe. Like, it was insane. So what ended up happening is that they fought before in 2022 in Madison Square Garden, and Taylor won the fight there, right? Taylor won the fight again by points. It was by points in 2022, and she won the fight again by points. She won unanimously 94-95 against Serrano. And, you know, the reason why, bro, I was going for Serrano. I wanted her to win. And in all seriousness, Serrano won that fight. Like, no, she really, if you go back and you look at it, she won that fight. She was the better fighter in that fight, even though there was definitely times and moments where it looked about even. It really did look about even, but you could tell, okay, Serrano has a slight edge, and Serrano's ability to fight was kind of hindered a little bit because of the headbutting by Taylor. Now, I do remember while watching,
which caused a cut.
Right.
A huge cut on her eye.
Right, she had a huge cut on her eye, and Taylor got headbutted at least 4 times in the fight. Now, I know some people, and even Ward Jones Jr., who was commentating the fight, was saying that, okay, is it because of the nature of the stances, Southpaw versus Orthodox? And he said yes, and I could see where he's coming from.
That happens. That happens with when you have fighters with opposite styles, the Southpaw versus the Orthodox. You'll see each other; they step on each other's feet.
Yeah,
I mean, I can
see. Right, I can see where he's saying, because it is like I could tell that, like, okay, the nature of the stances. I can see if they both lean in, they're like, yeah, they are going to butt. I can see what he's saying, but I feel like she was kind of using that to her advantage, and there was definitely some moments there where it's like, nah, that was like, even though y'all heads was close, nah, bro, that could have been avoided. Like, that was definitely an intentional headbutt, and yeah, bro, and like. What's the name? Serrano's trainer said she leads with her head. Taylor does.
She does lead with her head.
Yeah, she definitely does lead with her head. So it's just not a good combo, but there was definitely moments where it's like, all right, bro. Because look, think about it, Gabe. If you headbutt somebody like mistakenly, incidentally, right, and you fighting, that hurts you too, right? You even though like y'all heads are right there, you're gonna try to kind of avoid that a little bit, right?
Yeah, it definitely can.
That's what I'm saying. Like you the normal person would avoid that again, right? But do it again and again and again. Like, come on, man. At some point, it's like, all right, what are we doing here?
And Serrano's trainers even pointed it out that they knew that she has a history of they weren't saying she was intentionally headbutting, but having fights with lots of headbutts.
Nah, facts. And that's the thing, too. And that's why, too, like the nature of the stances, I'm not worried about that because, like you said, in previous fights, she's done it. Their first fight in 2022, the trainer said Serrano has never had a cut like that Until her first fight against Taylor in 2022, and then a cut like that again, like bro, you had to see it's like a huge gash. Like she would have to get stitches for that, like right above her eye. And if you're fighting and you're
that affect the fight,
huh?
Cuts like that affect the fight.
Facts, because you can't see between the sweat and the blood in your eye. You can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And then that shit hurts. That shit's stinging because sweat is getting in the cut. That shit sting.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So, all right. So, look, what do you think? What would you rate that fight on a scale 1 to 10?
That was a great fight. Great to see. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Lots of activity. That's really what you want to see in boxing. You want to see two fighters who are really active in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really active, moving, footwork, and they're letting the hands go. They're not afraid.
Yeah, facts. It wasn't a stand around, fill you out. Like, it was a let's go. Like,
yeah, see, a lot of times with the male fighters, you'll see a lot of, because they're so afraid of getting countered that they don't trust their combinations in their defense. Right? So you could see Serrano, as the fight goes on, I don't know if it had to do with the cut or her trying to find her range due to not being able to see with her vision, but you could see she was working the jab a lot more as the fight went on, as opposed to Taylor. Taylor was doing more, less jabs and more so power punches, right? So,
and that's the thing too about the fight that doesn't make sense to me. Serrano landed more punches, had more punches thrown, and a better percentage. And then
more significant strikes.
Right. And Taylor had a point deducted, and she still lost. Come on, man. Like, bro.
Even if you were to say that the fight was evenly matched, with most people would agree that it probably wasn't. The point deduction itself should have been enough to almost seal the win for Serrano.
Facts. Like, that makes no. People talking about the Paul Tyson fight was rigged. That one was rigged. The trainer was getting on the ref like, "Hey, ref, are we watching the same thing?" And then he finally intervened, gave her a warning, and then deducted a point. Took him 7 rounds to do that.
Yeah.
But man,
and I don't know if the judges or the refs, they must not have got the memo that there would actually be real fights on the card. I'm assuming everybody was just kind of focused on the Tyson and Paul thing, even when it came down to the refs and judges, because they really dropped the ball on this one.
They really dropped the ball
because this is a great fight.
Facts.
It's a great fight. It's a great fight to watch. An entertaining fight.
You know what? And I can't even blame you for saying 8.5. Like, I would say 9. And actually, no, it's a 10 out of 10 fight. The fight itself is 10 out of 10. It's the end result. The end result is the only part that kind of like, bro.
And that's what it is.
Facts. It really is.
A fight like that, it taints the fight when it's not even about picking favorites. It's about the ending that's needed. You ever watch a good show and it's like everything is going great, this is the best show of your life, and then you get to the ending and it's like the ending kind of almost desecrates everything that's happened before.
Yeah.
That's kind of the feeling you get from this fight a little bit.
Facts. Straight like that, bro. Straight like that. But hey, if you thinking back to it, like, cause this is still on Netflix, so I could go back and watch it, bro. Like, this was really amazing. That was an amazing fight.
It was. And
then I know that I believe they said Serrano was advocating for 3 minutes, like the men fight. I'm not gonna lie, it was perfect the way it was. I was glad it was 2 minutes, not so I could see less of them, but to make it more of a sprint than a marathon, like you said, so they could be more active. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't change a single thing in that fight. I wouldn't make it 3 minutes. I would definitely leave it at 2. I would probably give him 12 rounds instead of 10, maybe. But that's probably the only thing I would change, if that.
Honestly, make it longer, but again, the thing about keeping the round short, it gives the boxers more of a sense of urgency.
Facts.
Right? Losing the round, a couple flurries will win you the round or lose you the round. Right? So you win or lose in exchange, you only have a little bit of time left to go ahead and change the decision on from the viewpoint of the judges. Find your angles. Serrano did both of them really did a good job. I was really impressed with the way they found their angles.
So,
and a lot of,
go ahead. I was going to ask you something. Go ahead.
A lot of, I know they're professionals, but even amongst the professionals and at the tippity top of the sport, orthodox fighting, the southpaw fighting, and orthodox, you will see a lot of struggles with it, finding the range, the angles. So it was a really good technical boxing match in that respect.
Now, the question I was going to ask you was about the clinching, because I do remember seeing that, Taylor was definitely doing a lot of clinching, especially in moments where, Serrano was about to strike. And I know clinching can mess up your rhythm. Do you feel like the clinching kind of messed up Serrano a little bit?
Oh, definitely. And the thing about boxing, it's frowned upon. It's not seen. Fans definitely don't like it, but it's a strategy, right? Clinching is a strategy, and it's never going to go away in boxing. Never, never, never. You have to be active. You have to be aware. You have to know when to use the clinch. And it's a part of the sport. Of course, if it gets too bad, that's another thing. The refs will have to step in. The judges will have to step in. But it's a part of the sport. And it seemed like it was a part of a strategy.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Because it definitely seemed like that Serrano definitely probably had a little bit more power in her punches a little bit. And so it definitely makes sense to clinch her. But I also would say that it did look like Taylor was, even when I saw clips of their fight in 2022, it looked like Taylor was really hanging on to Serrano to not fall. It really looked like she's about to fall. I promise you, like hanging on to her to not fall. I'm like, bro, you can't you gotta swim move her or something. You can't let her grab you because she looks like she's about to fall, like for real.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you clinch when you feel like you're going down, maybe going down to buy yourself some time to avoid the opponent scoring a knockdown, which it's getting more just great boxing. I don't want to call them fundamentals, but great boxing.
Ring IQ.
Really for both teams. IQ, yeah. Because if a knockdown goes on the scorecard, that forces the judges to give points to the other boxer.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Definitely for sure. Yeah, that's definitely by far one of my favorite fights I've ever seen. I would definitely watch it again. I'm probably go watch it again tonight, man.
It's a good watch.
Definitely for sure. Well, all right, Gabe, bro. I appreciate having you on the podcast, man. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
Jake Paul needs to be locked up and
locked up for what?
Putting that 58-year-old man in the ring. He almost died in June. Tyson almost had a really bad health scare. So I guess shout out to him for being able to do it, and he felt a sense of accomplishment. But also, you saw Jake, the current light heavyweight champ? I can't think of which promotion it was, called him out.
So he did.
Everybody wants to see if Mr. Paul is a real boxer.
Mr. Paul is a real boxer. You know what? And I brought up too in the show what you said about if it was just a close fight. Even EJ said this. EJ trained me and Gabe to an MMA. EJ even said, bro, if Jake Paul had a close fight against a real boxer, that would
he wants.
Huh?
If he'd had a close fight against a real boxer,
not even win, just a close fight. Yeah, just give him a little respect. But do you feel like Jake Paul cares about the respect at this point?
No, he doesn't.
Because I feel like there was a point in time he did, but I don't think he does anymore.
Yeah, no. I just looked it up. Okay. So he's a foreign guy. He's offering him a shot at the light heavyweight world titles right now. The WBC, the IBF, and the WBO. So, hey, again, this is his chance fighting an active boxer, no less the champion, right? The champion around his size and weight. Let's see if he makes it happen.
Yeah. And Jake too is all about, giving people what they want when they want it, not dilly-daddling, right? Because EJ said earlier, giving the people the fights they want to see, that would help bring boxing back, Yeah, I think that would be something nice. And like I said, Jake Paul is definitely the kind of guy that's going to give people what they want. Like, he's a content creator. He knows how it goes. So I think that'll be good for him, even money-wise. I don't think that, the lightweight champion of the world is going to be on that, hey, this is how it's going to go thing. I think it's like, oh, no, we're going to fight, buddy. So, yeah. All right, bro. I appreciate your time, man. Be easy, all right?
All right, you too.